or watching Thomas Veller's book, and in this episode I'm gonna talk about the evolution of internet. So we live in a time in between the old and the new, and this is probably true about almost everything in life, but this is true especially for technology. The internet started as a clumsy user interfaces that was showing text and images and stuff and documents that were interconnected between them with links. Some improvements were made over the years with CSS to make it look better. JavaScript made it possible to have dynamic functionality and interactivity in the user interface. But the last 10 years, the technical war, has shifted from purely technical stuff, low-level stuff, to how to lock the users in their ecosystems, and this is a little bit higher level than before, like choosing the user experience, the platforms, the services, the brands, like like the way you always tend to ask Google for some question. This is branding, and no more fights for the way and how Ajax calls will be made. The API is standardized now, and nobody questions that. Probably the majority of sites today are legacy. They're coded in the old-fashioned way, where Ajax refreshes the HTML DOM directly, and many sites have different versions: desktop version, mobile version. They probably have also native apps for both big platforms or even more, and it is overkill for uh, looking from the long-term perspective. And these sites and applications will continue to run because it takes a lot of time, it takes money, and it takes engineering effort to redo all the sites the new way, the way that today, if a project is started today, it will be done today. If you package your old site today, with even if it is with responsive, like with frameworks like Bootstrap or some other framework, into a PWA, Progressive Web App, adding manifest, service worker, HTTPS, and a little bit more glue code, it will still not have the look and feel of an app. Having for example, having a global no internet connection message or page for all the actions in the whole app is very minimal, and it is not the best user experience. Maybe it will be okay for enterprise apps where the clients are businesses, and in the majority of the cases, these businesses have all good internet connection. But for the normal users on the street, this is not the way to make them happy. The way to make them happy is to make changes be saved offline, and when they are connected, they to be synced to the cloud. So the development, not only the web, is going very, very closer to native along the way. Swift, the Apple programming language, is LLVM based. Kotlin has some parts LLVM'd, or it transcompiles to Java, or the version of Java that is in Android. So it is very much the same idea, compiling some high level stuff to lower level code. And the web has WebAssembly. It is all compiler infrastructure or some sorts. So all the code that runs on the client is executed with minimal overhead, parsing, interpreting, compiling just in time before execution or whatever. It is strange to me and it is inexplicable why all the frameworks, all today's frameworks that are run in the browser are going to JavaScript and not to WASM, the binary format for WebAssembly. Angular is porting split loading, photo renders in Canvas and with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And that's the last thing is because of the legacy experience Google has with Dart. And the Dart team is web oriented. And almost all JavaScript frameworks have a virtual DOM that try to do mappings between the structure in the web browser, the DOM structure, and some in-memory stuff, and they're doing both single way or both way mapping of state and UI. Actually, probably most of the frameworks today are actually state-based. That is from a site. Maybe it is just this is the way, like a common internet term. This is the way. It all takes time to move to support the legacy. This is something that is labeling stuff enterprise, that being able to support the legacy, and until something becomes a blocker and it is inevitable, it will all be legacy, and to support the legacy and to bring overhead to everything new. Once the new generation takes place, everything will become apps. Just the entry point will be a domain name. The native apps will probably not disappear complete, probably for security reasons and for some closer to native, to the iron of the device use case, and probably because of corporation locks, corporation stubbornness, and things like that. But in the most part, probably for small end user applications, it will be best to when you grab something, to make it the new way, so it will be fast and supported everywhere. I'm writing this because, and I'm talking about this because also my philosophical point of view on things is making me go away from technical, because the user, to make a client, a user happy, you must first focus on what they want and then figure out how to do it technically. And besides this philosophical direction of things, in my core I am still individual with software development mindset, and if I don't shift to something new and continue to be a developer, programmer, I'll probably not only should do this, we should all probably do this, I should realize what will last, and so I don't waste too much time on frameworks, technologies, and libraries that are short-lived and don't bring anything new, nothing new actually on the table. I could give you an example how I learned. I spent in the past some time on Adobe Flex, and they are writing it to output JavaScript and CSS and HTML. So this technology actually duplicates with a lot of new technologies, but it is legacy, and it was it faded away. It is not in the front eyes of developers. So this is it for today. Thank you.